We are covering basic CSS this week, and for those of you who are dying to make your pages look better, CSS is the way to do it. You are going to start by reading the page ranges in the book, and the book is a reference book, so it'll talk about things, but it doesn't give you a lot of depth and detail. So it is really important that you walk through the lecture demo. And if you click the link, it'll take you to this page. And I include a lot of graphics because most people are visual learners, and that'll help you understand it better. And I've also included links to various sites where you can actually practice using various skills as you learn them. You'll also notice that embedded in the lecture, there are links to pages that show you what different tags look like, and also shows you the CSS used to style different sections of text. So this CSS is basically styling this line. We cover different ways to add CSS to a page, and I have a link to the CSS used to style all of the 180 pages. So if you're curious, this is the CSS that is included in every single page that I create in this class. And by the end of the semester, you will understand what all of that CSS does. We talk about internal and inline styles, so you know the difference between adding CSS in different ways. And then we talk about the different rules for adding CSS. And then you will get into actually learning the most commonly used CSS. And we do start with the CSS to change color because color is fun. So that's one of the most common things that people want to change. And you'll notice there's 3 different ways to change color. You can use a color name, which is actually the easiest. You can use an RGB value, or you can use hexadecimal. And I have some links to different sites where you can get the RGB or the hex value or the color name from. And there is an interactive site where you can kind of play around with color. We talk about background color, color theory. We get a little bit into that because if the colors aren't right at a website and the layout is poor, then people won't stay at the website. So I have examples of good and poor websites. And we go through color theory so you have kind of an idea of what colors go together. And that will help you when you are trying to decide what colors to include in your own pages. Okay, so complementary colors, analogous colors, all of those different combinations result in a pleasing color scheme. So we talk about all of that. And then we talk about how colors kind of play against each other. And then for those of you that are curious and you're wondering what those hexadecimal numbers mean, it is explained here. So you'll have a basic understanding when you enter a hex number of what those numbers represent. And then there are a lot of useful sites that you can go to that will help you select color. In fact, here it allows you to pick a color and then you can actually see different shades, and it's giving you the hex value for that. And if you're interested in the RGB value, that would be here. And then it shows you how it looks with different text colors. So This is actually very useful and easy to use. The Adobe one is not quite as easy to use, but it is actually pretty cool. If you wanted to use a particular color scheme, complementary, triad, any of those, you can select it and then you can actually move this wheel around until you've got colors that you want to use. And then if you come down here, you can see it's showing you the hexadecimal values for these different colors. Okay, and all of the other ones are very similar. If you have an image that contains colors that you want to pull from, and I do this quite often, I will pull colors directly from a background image. You can go to LunaPic and upload your image, and then it's going to kind of analyze the colors, and it will show you the hexadecimal values for the most commonly used colors. Color at a site does affect mood, and so I do have a link here that goes through different colors and how they affect mood. Okay, and then we get into more about adding background colors, how to change fonts, how to specify font families, what web-safe fonts are, and how to access web fonts. And if you know how to use Google Fonts, you can pull in countless fonts into your pages. Okay, and this basically kind of walks you through using a Google font. And there's font size, font weight, which basically is bold facing. And as you work through here, I think most of these are self-explanatory. Okay, and as I mentioned, these are the most popular CSS styles, the ones you are going to use most often. After you work through this, then you are going to work on the textbook assignment. And this is going to involve creating your folders. And once you get the folders, you are going to need to copy some files that you created in previous weeks because we're going to add styling to those files. And you will also need to download some files that I'm giving you, in addition to downloading graphics. Okay, and if you are fuzzy on how to do any of that, there is a video you can watch that will walk you through the process. And with the videos, I should mention that most students find it easier to watch the video on a second monitor or on a mobile device because all the videos are on YouTube. So they'll either go onto a mobile device or second monitor, and then they can pause the video while they are executing the commands. That's the fastest, easiest way to get the assignments done. Okay, so after you have all of the files and you've got your folder structure all set up, then you are going to start completing the different tasks. So you're going to take the butterfly garden that you copied from a previous week, and you are going to be adding styling to that. And you'll notice that you will be adding internal style sheets. You will be adding inline styles. And there are exercises that have you create an external style sheet. So you will learn how to apply CSS all three ways. Okay, so you're going to be working through this. If at any time you're confused or you have a problem, all you have to do is transfer the page to the web and send me an email, and I can easily go look at it, and then I'll be able to tell you what the problem is and how to fix it. Okay, so you're going to work all the way through this, complete these exercises, and This is a newer one that I added. It uses something called the parallax effect. So basically the content scrolls over the top of the background image. Okay, so as you are working through this, once you are done, it shows you at the bottom how the points are distributed for the different exercises. And you'll need to transfer all of those to the web. Make sure you have the entire lesson folder on the internet. And I have a video that shows you how to transfer that. So once you finish the textbook, you're going to work on your lab assignment. And so for the lab assignment, you are going to take a file that you worked on last week, the one with the details and summary, where you have the thumbnail picture that links to the larger picture, and you're going to be styling that page. Okay, and these are the styles that I expect you to have and how many points you get for applying them. Here's what my example looked like, okay, when I was done. And then you need to update your assignment page with links to your lesson 4. And then you're also going to be applying some CSS in an external style sheet. And for your CSS, you should have a CSS folder. And then this is what I am looking for. This is the bare minimum. And if you want to do more, you certainly can. This is what my example looks like. And for those of you that want to see what I did or how I did it, I actually am including a link to that so you can take a look and see the CSS that I used. Okay, and then once you are done with that detail summary page, styling that, adding links to your assignment page, and applying the CSS to that, you're going to transfer all of that to the web. Then you will go into your drop boxes and submit done so that I know it's ready for grading. The only other thing you have to do this week is a discussion forum. And for this discussion forum, you are going to do a little CSS research. So you are going to select a CSS property you'd like to learn more about. And you're going to research the property using the internet. Now, keep in mind that we have not covered all of the CSS yet. We do a lot more in upcoming weeks. So could be whatever you research is more advanced, and we are going to be covering it. But this is a good opportunity for you to kind of explore what you're interested in. So find a property you want to learn more about. Do a little research on it to find out, how to use it and what it's used for. And then post that to the discussion forum. Also provide a link to the article or video that you used. And then basically read the postings from the other students and reply to at least one. So research a property, describe what it is and how it's used in pages, include a link to your article, post it, and reply to somebody else. And that is pretty much what we are covering this week. So if you have questions or if you run into problems, please let me know and I will help you. If you are having problems with any of your pages, you do need to make sure they're online, okay? Because that is the easiest and best way for me to help you. Okay, have a great week and have fun with this. This CSS lesson is fun because you are going to make your pages look awesome.